Hi everyone, Scott Lewis here for Wirefly. Today I'm here to bring you another Android vs iPhone Schmackdown between the Google Nexus 4 and the iPhone 5. Like all of our Schmackdowns, we're going to go ahead and divide it into 3 rounds. Round 1 is going to be about design, round 2 is going to be about the specs, and round 3 is going to be the camera round where we do some sample tests and talk about the cameras in both phones. So let's go ahead and dig into round 1, the design round. Right off the bat, the first thing I noticed about both of these phones is they're very nice phones and they're actually put together very well. So I would give them an overall 5 out of 5 as far as build quality between the two phones. So LG is making the Nexus 4, while obviously Apple is making the iPhone 5. The iPhone 5 is known for its top-notch build quality, but I'd put it up against the Nexus 4 any day. While you're holding both phones, you really feel like you're holding a piece of high-end equipment. When comparing size between the two phones, the Nexus 4 is 9.1 millimeters thick and weighs 4.9 ounces, while the iPhone 5 is 7.6 millimeters thick and weighs 3.95 ounces. So an overall difference of about 1.5 millimeters in thickness and about 1 ounce in total weight. Now let's go ahead and compare the displays. The iPhone's been known for a long time for its Retina display that has a really crisp and clear picture, and it is a great picture. It gives you screen resolution of 640 by 1136, which gives it an overall pixel density of 326 pixels per inch. The Nexus 4's 4.7-inch display compares very well to the Retina display of the iPhone 5. It has a screen resolution of 768 by 1280, which gives it an overall pixel density of 318 pixels per inch. While using both phones, I didn't notice a difference between the clarity or quality of the display. I think both phones have really good displays that display their content very accurately. And with the last part of the design round, we're going to go ahead and talk about the batteries. Both batteries are integrated into the back of the phones, so that you can't remove or replace the battery on your own. The iPhone 5 has a 1,440 milliamp hour battery, which is good for 8 hours of talk time and 9.4 days of standby time. The Nexus 4 has a definite advantage for the battery. It has a 2,100 milliamp hour battery, which is good for 15.3 hours of talk time and 16.2 days of standby time. So that wraps up the design round. Let's recap real quick. Both phones have very nice build qualities and high quality build qualities. They have great displays, but the Nexus 4 has a larger 4.7-inch display versus the 4-inch display of the iPhone 5. And a definite advantage that the Nexus 4 has is the integrated battery that's good for about double the time that the battery in the iPhone 5 is good for. So with the larger display and the better battery life, I'm going to go ahead and award the win for round 1, the design round, to the Nexus 4. So let's go ahead and dig into round 2, the spec round. The iPhone 5 is coming with a 1.3 GHz Apple A6 processor, 1 GB of RAM, and it gives you an option for onboard storage of 16, 32, or 64 gigabytes. Now there is a pretty considerable cost difference between the 16, 32, or 64 gigabyte versions, but they are available if you're interested. Now the Nexus 4 comes with a quad-core 1.5 GHz processor. It's a Snapdragon S4 processor, has 2 gigabytes of RAM, but the T-Mobile version of the Google Nexus 4 that we're comparing here in the Schmackdown only comes with 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. There is a smaller version available direct from Google from the Google Play Store, but it isn't offered on T-Mobile's service, and that's not the one that we have here in the Schmackdown today. Something to note about both phones is that the onboard storage is all that you have unless you're going to use a cloud-based storage system, because neither phone accepts a micro SD card. So with onboard storage being a concern with both phones, I'm going to go ahead and award the win for round 2, the spec round, to the Nexus 4, because it has a quad-core processor that's faster, 1.5 GHz processor versus the 1.3 GHz in the iPhone 5, and it's a dual-core processor, and the fact that it comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM versus 1 gigabyte of RAM with the iPhone 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at some sample photos in our camera round, but first let's go ahead and cover the specs. Both phones have front and rear-facing cameras. Now the iPhone 5 has a 1.2 megapixel front-facing camera, and the Nexus 4 has a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. Both phones have a built-in LED flash for the 8 megapixel rear-facing camera. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some sample photos that I took with the Nexus 4 and the iPhone 5. Just a quick note that all the sample photos were taken in HDR mode, or high definition resolution mode, so that we can compare apples to apples. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first sample photo. It's a photo that I took right outside the Wirefly building here, and you can see the iPhone 5's picture is a lot brighter or wider than the Nexus 4's. I would almost say that the sky is a little bit washed out. Now that color is a little bit more accurate to what it should be in the iPhone 5's picture for the grass and the signs and all the different stuff at the bottom of the picture, but the sky is definitely more accurate to the Nexus 4's picture. Let's go ahead and move on to the second sample. Once again, another picture that I took right outside the Wirefly building here, and you can instantly see that the Nexus 4 took a really far superior picture than the iPhone 5. Now, I took the picture with the iPhone 5 a few different times, and couldn't get a sharp or crisp picture. Let's go ahead and take a look at our third sample, which is a panoramic picture that I took with both phones. And as you can see, they both took a very high quality panoramic picture. Something else to note is that taking a panoramic picture with both of the phones is very easy. Let's go ahead and move on to our fourth sample. Now you'll notice that there's only one sample on the display here, and that's because it's a photosphere picture that I took with the Nexus 4. A photosphere picture is a picture that allows you to take a 360-degree view of your surroundings to share with everyone, but the interesting thing is it's just not a continuous panoramic picture. You can actually pan up and down in the photo to capture things below and above the standard panoramic picture swipe. So it really lets you capture the entire environment around you. Not sure that you would use it every day, but I could really see this being interesting at a large family gathering, a sporting event, or a special event that you're attending that you want to really share the complete environment with your friends and family. So those were the sample photos that we took with the Google Nexus 4 and the iPhone 5. I thought both phones did a nice job of taking photos, but I thought the Nexus 4 took a little bit higher quality photo. It also has the photosphere option that the iPhone 5 doesn't have, and that actually means the Nexus 4 took a clean sweep of all three rounds from the iPhone 5, and it's our Schmackdown winner today. And that wraps up our Schmackdown for today. My name's Scott Lewis for Wirefly. Thanks for watching.